Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about my labor and delivery story with my first daughter, my 2-year-old Erizae, who is now entering the video. She's going to be in and out of this video like how she always is with all my videos. So this labor and delivery story is going to be on this one right here, Erizae. She is 2. So to start it off, when I was pregnant with her, they were saying that her tummy was small, so I had 4 non-stress tests every single week, which got crazy because I was always going to the doctors. Sorry, my hair is like bothering me. So I was always going to the doctors to check up on her and like her heartbeat and check the way she's growing. So when I was 38 weeks and 4 days, I had a doctor's appointment, and then the doctor was telling me that he wanted her out, so he was gonna schedule me to be induced. I think it was the next day. So this was on August 29th 2014. But I guess where the inductions and where you get induced, the rooms were already full, and it wasn't like I was really serious that the baby needed to be out. My doctor just rather her be out so he can monitor her better. Like nothing was wrong. He just rather her be out. So since they couldn't get me induced the next day like he wanted to, he decided to clear out my membranes, which I really don't know what that means until this day. Like I guess you can look it up, clearing out membranes, but it did hurt. It hurt really badly. That he was doing it for maybe like, I feel like it could have been like 30 seconds to a minute. I really don't know. And then after a while, like I just took it in. I was just like he was doing something down there and I just let him do it. So then after a while, I realized that it was kind of it was so painful, and my mom was there. My mom was the one who was actually like, yeah, do it to her when he asked, because I didn't know what that was. So he did that. And then on my way home that day, I was actually feeling like contractions, like it was hurting, but like I didn't know what contractions felt like. I know people just say it feels like a really bad period cramp, and I have bad period cramps, so it felt like it was something where I could handle, like I could stand it happening to me, but I was just like, oh my god, this doesn't feel right. And then that night we went to a barbecue. And so we was at a barbecue, and then I noticed like I kept having pains like every couple of minutes. So then I downloaded some baby app for contraction counters. I downloaded that app, and then I started like counting my contractions as I was sitting down. And to be honest, I really didn't even know if it was contractions. I just knew that I was in pain. I felt like I couldn't walk. Like it was just really hurting down there, and it was like off and on, off and on. So then finally, I don't even know what time. I think maybe it was like 9 or 10 o'clock p.m. Still the same day, August 29th, I was really in pain, so I told my boyfriend that I was ready to go home. Like I told him that I was just hurting. So then we went home, I took a shower, I laid in bed, and then I told my mom and my dad that I was having pains. And I guess they didn't really... And then I guess they really didn't take it, I don't want to say they didn't take it seriously, but I guess how my mom's was, you know how like you hear about labor, it's always like a waiting game. So I guess they told me to just, basically they wanted me to just sleep it off and then wait till the morning. I tried, it did not happen. I stopped counting my contractions for a while. Like I was just in pain, and then I remember I kept tossing and turning, and I was just really in pain, and I just could not handle. So then I started counting my contractions again, and then I felt the urge to throw up. So then I grabbed like my trash can, I emptied it out, and I just was holding it by me. And I remember I was in so much pain that I couldn't handle it. Like I was just like, I want to go to the hospital like right now. So then I woke up my dad, woke up my mom. My dad actually stayed back because since he just woke up, he was still getting ready. And then Liki's the one who told actually Liki woke up my parents, and he told them that I felt like I was ready. Sorry, Erizae's playing with a jingle toy. And then I was ready. So then I grabbed all my stuff. Actually, Liki grabbed all my stuff. My dad was the one who walked me to the car because I was like walking so slow. I was in pain. I started to get emotional. I have a pit bull dog named Haku that I wanted to go and say goodbye to. And then I was crying that I couldn't say goodbye to him, but my dad was not worried about that. He was worried about me getting in the car so we can go to the hospital. But I was getting really emotional because I wanted to say goodbye to Haku, and I didn't get to say bye to him that night because I was just in pain. And then I remember on my way there, I kept telling my mom and Liki that I felt like I had to throw up. My mom drove our car down there because Liki was like, he doesn't know how to get to the hospital. And then obviously I can't drive. So I just remember sitting in the back seat with a trash can next to me, and Liki was sitting next to me. And all of a sudden, I remember we were almost at the hospital and I threw up. And then I was just like, oh my god, like I that whole pregnancy, I never threw up. So when I threw up, I was like, okay, something's happening. So then I got to the doctor's, and then I was already pre-registered, so I didn't have to do nothing, no signing papers. I just went in, and then as they were moving me to my room, they put me in the waiting room, and then the next nurse was coming to get me to put me into my, I guess, labor and delivery room. And then I started throwing up in the waiting room, and I remember there was a little boy sitting down, and he seen me throw up all over the ground. I cannot get that out of my head that he seen me throw up, and I felt so bad. And then right after that, they just wheeled me into my room, got me changed, and did all that. Okay, so then moving on, this is on August 30th, like at like 1 in the morning now. I left for the doctors maybe around like midnight, I would say. We left the doctors at midnight, so now it's like August 30th 2014. So then I'm in my room, I get changed, and I was in pain. Like, I'm not one to tolerate pain, so I was in pain. Like, I was like, I'm in pain. But in my head, I really didn't want to have an epidural. I was kind of against it at one point because everybody says it's drugging your baby. I guess it depends how your outlook on epidurals is and like pain meds. Doctor suggested some type of pain medication. I don't even know what it's called. So then I was just like, okay, because I really didn't want epidural, but I was in so much pain. And then I kept throwing up, so then they gave me the pain meds, and that didn't do jack shiz. I was still in the same amount of pain, if not, it was getting worse. Like, my contractions were getting more intense. And oh, and another thing, when I got in there, Erizae, when I went in, I was 2 centimeters dilated. I think it was like 80% effaced or something like that. I don't remember that part, but I know I was 2 centimeters dilated. And usually they say they don't keep you until you're 6, but then when they attached me, they noticed that I kept having a lot of contractions. And since this was my first time giving birth, they decided to keep me in, which luckily they did. So they decided to keep me in, and then I got the pain meds, didn't do nothing. So then they asked me if I wanted to get epidural, and then I was crying because I really didn't want it. But then my mom looked at me, and then she was like, if you want it, you should get it, because she had me and my brother both natural, no meds, nothing. So then I was trying to be strong like that, and I wanted to do that for my baby, but I just couldn't. I was in pain, I kept throwing up, and then they were saying that my blood pressure was rising. So they told me that if I got the epidural, it'll help lower it, and then I wouldn't feel so tense. They said that I was just stressing myself out and I was tense, and probably because I was just really nervous. So I got the epidural, they kicked everybody out of the room, they did it. I was freaking out because I heard that when you get it, it hurts, and I was already in pain, having contractions. And I remember I was crying to the nurse like, I don't want to move, and then she was like, you'll do fine. And then I got it over with. Liki them came back in, my doctor came back in, and then I don't remember how far along I was then, but then he broke my water, and then he came back around maybe like 7 o'clock-ish, and then like 7 a.m. still morning. And then he told me that he was gonna go into the office, check his other patients, and then he'll come back. And then he said hopefully it'll be time to deliver. So when he went to check me, he didn't even have to like put anything in me to see how far along I was, because all he seen was a whole bunch of hair coming out. Like, I was good. I was all like drugged out, so I didn't feel nothing. And then after he told me that, he's like, oh, or not, he's like, okay, we gotta get ready for delivery, she's coming out. And I was like, what? And then that just moved so fast. Like, after that, I just remember I didn't feel pain, but I felt pressure. And then I told him, I was like, I feel like I have to push. And then so they opened up my legs, and then they told me that I need to start pushing. So I'm gonna insert some footage, like clips here and there. And just to let you know, this is my first time I'm gonna be seeing it as I'm editing this, putting this video together, because a part of me was so scared to watch it, but now I'm ready to watch it. because I am currently 35 weeks. I'm 4 days pregnant with my second baby, so I feel like I need to rewatch it. But so all these things that you're about to see is my first time seeing it too. Felt the urge to push, then I started pushing, and then Liki, my boyfriend, was the one who had to hold up one side of my leg, and then the nurse was on this side, Liki was on this side, and he was the most horriblest person ever to hold my legs, because you have to push it to your chest to help push. He was not doing that. Like, he was too busy looking in between my legs because I guess he wants to see the baby come out.
10, 8, 9, 10. Great job. Take a nice deep breath.
So then after a while, my dad basically took over and pushed my legs up because my mom was recording. She's the one who recorded everything, and that camera just kept dying. I don't know why. So we're not bringing that camcorder next time, but that camera just kept dying on us. So my mom had to keep plugging it in and then coming back and then plugging it in and coming back, and oh my gosh. But then I was pushing and pushing, and then at 8:09 a.m. this little one was born on August 30th, 2014.
Alright!
Careful. Yeah, good. So you got control to get both. Perfect angle. Shift your head sideways. And the camera will take you down, so the cord is on your side. You flip them the other way, the cord would have been on that side.
Oh, you're so cute.
The cord is on your side,
But
so
drop
easier
her
to
off,
tell.
and then Daddy will cut the cord as soon as he
That's how I decide.
She looks like a little girl, petite.
Yeah, like the mom.
Yeah, exactly.
Do me a favor. You see that silver bucket? Throw the scissors in there.
Oh, thank you. Okay, did you want to like right on top of your chest? So I really wasn't pushing that long. I was pushing, I feel like maybe I pushed maybe like 5 to 10 times, and then she came out. I'm not sure. I guess I can watch the video. I don't know. But I remember it was being fast and she just came out. So I feel like my labor and delivery wasn't that bad. It went fast and it went smoothly. I did rip down there. I did tear. I think I'm going to do a separate like postpartum video afterwards, because nobody talks about that, and that was horrible. That's like what I'm afraid of for this one. I'm not really nervous about labor and delivery. I'm more worried about like the postpartum, like the after, the recovery, because that was the hard part for me. But I'll do a whole separate video on that. But yeah, that's basically how it happened. She just came out. It was easy. She was so little. She was 5 pounds 14 ounces, and she was 19 inches long, and her head was 13 inches. That little head ripped me. But yeah, so that's my labor and delivery story for Erizae. I'm pretty sure I didn't leave anything out. If I did, then I don't know. I feel like I got majority of it. I got most of it. Oh, so she was born on August 30th, but her due date, my due date was September 8th, so she came early. So I don't know if it had to do with my doctor messing with my membranes, if that's what really helped put me in labor, or if it was just her time to come out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up. If you have any other mommy related question videos you want to know or ask, leave them down below, and I will also leave my mommy playlist in the info bar so you can see all my other mommy videos that I have done. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope the footage wasn't too cray. I know my mom got the footage of me down there, but you guys don't want to see down there, so I'm showing you guys like the up here part. But yeah, that's how my labor and delivery went for Erizae. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Erizae, do you want to say bye? Bye.